Welcome back, everyone. We apologize for the delay. We had a bit of a, how do you say, Andrew, a power outage, a complete power failure.
A blown fuse, it looks like.
A blown fuse.
Had this problem before, actually.
And here we are, back at it once again, though. Second period of play, nothing especially interesting has happened. A bit more John and jabbering.
A couple of solid hits.
Yeah, a couple of solid hits, but no change in score and no penalties to this point, Andrew. So it's like this part of the game was a figment of everyone's imagination. Did it really happen? We can't be sure.
A 5-minute and 45 seconds long figment.
Yeah.
Be that as it may, 14-15 left to go in the second period. Score is still the same as when we left off, as KSU wins the faceoff for an attempted shot by Evan Deers. Stopped before it can leave his stick. Tristan Gagne now. Excuse me if I sound out of breath. I was just running around the arena trying to find an extension cord to siphon power from somewhere else. But we managed to fix it as Vanderbilt controls now, and Spysinski with a good hit nudges a Vanderbilt player off the ice, as now Gagne has it back in his own zone. Spysinski off the boards, sends it back down to the Vanderbilt zone, and that will be an icing. 13:43 left to go in the second period, as this puck is coming all the way back down to the KSU zone for an offensive zone faceoff for Vanderbilt.
You know, Andrew.
Go for it.
We did have, the stream still could have been active. Considering we still had internet, which runs off of battery, and my laptop, which is obviously a battery-powered laptop. But the streaming software that we use, in addition to all of the connected devices.
Excuse me, Matt, real quickly. We have a breakaway by Evan Deer. A pass on over is fanned on, and we have a penalty on the play. And someone is down on the ice as he got boarded into the back of the rink. It looks like that is Spysinski who's letting it up, along with Evan Deer. Both of them took a hit.
Oh, Evan Deer is down.
And Evan Deer looks like he got the worst of that. And that will be a penalty, a tripping penalty on Vanderbilt.
Both of the Kennesaw players there took a really hard tumble. Hopefully he'll be all right.
That was Spysinski and Deer.
Yeah.
And Deer's still on his knees now. Hope he's all right. He's been one of the better goal scorers for Kennesaw State all year. And he's still slow to get to his feet, but he manages to.
And he is up and skating under his own power to the bench. Don't know if he'll be able to make a return tonight, but hopefully he will be able to.
He's going to have an axe to grind tomorrow if he's able to play, I'll tell you that.
You are not kidding. He is going to come into tomorrow's game at least, assuming there's no significant issue here or any significant
I don't think
damage.
let him. I don't think he'll let that stop him. If I can talk for
I was about to say.
a good minute.
No worries.
Thanks for the encouragement, Matt.
No worries.
Always my right-hand man, giving me the support I need.
I love you, buddy.
Oh, my God. It's okay. We're brothers. Don't worry about it. 13:20 left to go in the second period with a fresh 2 minutes on the power play for KSU. That is the first penalty of the game. As now Gagne has it on the high point, fans it on back over to Testino, as Testino looks to do something with it.
Well, I'll tell you, Andrew, one could argue that wasn't the first penalty of the game, but it certainly was the first called penalty of the game.
Yes, it was, as a shot goes off the pads of Conor and is given on over to Gagne in the left point. Gagne down to Spysinski, who stayed in the game after that hit. And a wrist shot put on goal. Attempted rebound there by Testino, and it is thrown back to the KSU zone, where Luke Thurston will give this one back to Gagne. 1:20 left to go on the power play for KSU, with 12:40 left to go in the second period, as Gagne takes this one off the ice. Gagne to Testino. Testino moves his way into the zone, and it's picked up now by Berezinski. Berezinski on the left point. Throws it on across to Gagne. Gagne dances with it for attempted centering pass is picked off by Vanderbilt and throw the length of the ice once again, where KSU will go and retrieve. 55 seconds left to go on this power play for Kennesaw State, as Berezinski brings this one up the ice. Berezinski taps it on over to McDonald, brings it on from the right side. McDonald skates around the back of Conor and throws it back, a backhanded pass there for Evan Deer, who's back in the game already.
He's coming back off the ice immediately, though. He's getting a change. Wanted to come back on, but looks like he's hurting.
Yeah, he just wanted to test it out for a little bit on the power play while they have the man advantage with 25 seconds left to go on this power play. 11:44 left to go in the second period. McDonald showing his speed once again, attempts a move, but is stripped of the puck and thrown back the length of the ice for yet another clear with 10 seconds left to go on this power play for KSU. Kennesaw. That is Davis, throws it up to Tisdale. 5 seconds left to go on this power play as Tisdale brings it up, gives it on over to Jeremy Vanderkerkhoff. Vanderkerkhoff throws it on around the boards, and that penalty will expire. We have full-strength hockey once again with McDonald controlling on the right side. McDonald to Bright. Bright throws it on back to Davis, who catches it in his equipment and keeps it in the zone.
Oh my goodness.
I wasn't even ready for that one as Wes Davis throws a perfect pass to the stick of Mitchell Bright, who just redirects that one in like it ain't no thing.
That was absolutely beautiful, Andrew. Just a nice little wrister coming in from the corner. Nothing too intimidating. A pretty unassuming little shot. Next thing you know, it's in the back of the net off of the deflection. Absolutely brilliant there from Kennesaw State, who now lead 3-0, Andrew. They may or may not be starting to run away with it.
And that was a nice revenge goal for that hit on Evan Deere, as KSU is firmly in the driver's seat now with a 3-goal lead.
And despite having a man advantage for 2 minutes prior to that goal, Kennesaw State's 3 goals tonight have all come at even strength.
Saying, well, we don't need that man advantage. We'll beat you fair and square. As the puck goes through the legs of Colby Musgrave, and not an icing, even though I'm not sure that one was touched. Puck thrown back onto the stick of Musgrave. Musgrave fans on a shot, and it goes to the corner for Barnett. Barnett takes a check, attempts a backhanded pass to Musgrave, who was not in position. And now Vanderbilt comes down the ice.
You were about to say Vanderkerkhoff, aren't you?
Dude, I'm telling you, Vanderbilt, Vanderkerkhoff. It's very tough.
It is.
As Max Hayes goes up the ice across the blue line. Breakaway here. Gives it home back to Barnett, who fans on the shot. A hard slap shot punched away out of the air by Conor, as that one was the previous goal scorer, Mitchell Bright's brother, Mason, on that slap shot. And that goes out of play for a face-off in the Vanderbilt zone.
Exactly. That one had a little pepper on it, Andrew, but the goaltender able to get out and punch that up into the net.
A little salt and pepper. I love my seasoning.
Indeed. And a good look there. Instead of taking the shot, Max Hayes ended up dropping that one back for Bright. Good puck movement.
I feel bad because we've been pronouncing his name wrong the entire year.
We've been saying Max Haas basically the entire season.
We were just informed before this game that his last name was actually pronounced Hayes, and we are glad we learned that before the rest of the season, as a shot almost put in the back of the net by Testino off of a wraparound pass, and now Vanderbilt has it in their own zone, being harassed by Jeremy Vanderkerkhoff. McDonald ends up with a loose puck, attempts a pass back to Vanderkerkhoff, and McDonald gets his own pass. McDonald moving up the right side of the ice, twisted on back along for Testino, who throws it further along the boards for Vanderkerkhoff. Just out of reach of Jeremy Vanderkerkhoff as Vanderbilt controls this one, and it is now goes up the ice and clears the zone. Berezinski comes over, a 2-on-1 developing for Vanderbilt as they absolutely butcher that one. It goes to the corner of Kennesaw's zone.
I'll tell you what, that's been pretty indicative of all of the Vanderbilt offensive possessions thus far. Pretty peter out pretty quickly.
Yes, they do, as a long pass attempted for Testino goes off the end of his stick, and now that is Arnold will control this one fresh off the bench. Testino, a centering pass for Arnold, just goes between his legs and cannot make a play on it as Vanderbilt goes down the ice, but not before the speed of Berezinski gets to it first. Gagne collects the pass off the boards, throws it around for Arnold, but a Vanderbilt player was tracking it the whole way, but overskates it. Puck goes out of the zone. Vanderbilt is offsides if they touch it, but KSU controls, and it's Berezinski now moving up across the blue line. Berezinski to Tisdale, who flops it up into the air for Moran.
That was a great play. Just popped it up in the air to get it around the defenseman, and Kennesaw State retained possession.
A long slap shot by Berezinski nearly goes in, but Conor just caught enough of it to keep it outside of the cage. As now Vanderbilt has it, and it skips over the stick of Berezinski as now Tisdale takes control at neutral ice. Tisdale maneuvers around a check, gives it off to Arnold. Arnold, a slap shot goes off the outside of the cage as Arnold takes a center of mass check straight into the boards as the puck is thrown straight at a Kennesaw State coach.
I'll tell you what, Vanderbilt's been trying to play a bit more physically, trying to get some of these hard checks down. it really hasn't been working very well. They haven't landed too many really solid square hits that haven't resulted in a penalty.
And even when they do, it's not like it even gives them any momentum. It's just
Exactly.
it's just like delaying the inevitable next goal by KSU.
I think number 88 is angry. He looks like he's been trying for a hit, and it's just not working out for him.
Was he the one that got Arnold in the chest right there?
I believe so.
Berezinski, a long slapper off the stick of Konur, and now Hayes has it in the corner. Puck goes all the way back down to KSU zone, and it will be touched by Berezinski for an icing as Luke Thurston does his best to tiptoe around that puck so it will not be an icing. Drew Spicinski to take this face-off. Wins it cleanly. It's batted up in the air off of two Vanderbilt players, and now Bright tips it on back to the stick of Hayes. And now it is Berezinski that controls it in the left side corner. Davis throws it off the boards to Berezinski, and it's popped up in the air once again, where Spicinski will try to track this one down.
Oh, and a big hit there from Vanderbilt. Looks like it may have been, they're going to call it a clean hit on Max Hayes. Bounces right back up like one of those weighted inflatable things, and we do have a stoppage.
We have a stoppage in play. It might be a penalty off the retaliation hit from Mitchell Bright as Max Hayes was making a play on the puck, just missed it by an inch, and while his back was turned, got absolutely leveled by a Vanderbilt player, which sent him down to the ice.
I'll tell you what, I tried to really quickly make a...
Hey, we don't have a penalty.
Okay. That's nice. Probably just offsides or something. I tried to make a reference there to one of those inflatable things with the sand in the bottom. You knock it over and it just kind of pops right back up. That's what he looked like there.
I'm glad you detailed that for all of us, Matt.
No problem, buddy.
Vanderbilt throws it up out of their zone, and it will be controlled by Wes Davis back in KSU zone, who wraps it on back to Berezinski. Berezinski behind Thurston. Gets ridden off the puck there by Vanderbilt as they once again go behind Luke Thurston, but they throw a centering pass straight onto the stick of Wes Davis. Davis moves it on up to Barrett. Barrett over the blue line, lets a wrist shot go, is trapped in between the legs of Konur. James Barrett looking to get on this scoreboard as well as he throws a nice shot attempt on goal, but is just barely stopped. 6:31 left to go in the second period. Score 3-0. KSU Fighting Owls doing their fair share of fighting tonight as James Barrett comes in to take this face off.
Well, not literal fighting. That's a 5-minute major.
Yes, as a pass goes to Barnett, and a backhanded rebound attempt is stuffed in the corner by Konur.
I'll tell you what, another great opportunity there out in front of the net was Barnett, I believe. Wanted to send one in behind for an off-angle shot. Almost paying dividends once again. Kennesaw State are head-hunting for that 4-goal lead.
And you can tell he was a little bit angry with himself because that puck was just a little bit too high to play. If he tapped it out of the air, it would have been a high stick, so he was waiting patiently for it to come back down.
Good play there, however, from Kennesaw State.
Barnett throws it back into the Vanderbilt zone, and it is touched but controlled by Gagne, who throws a centering pass for Barrett off the stick of a Vanderbilt Commodore, I believe. And
Yes,
now
it's Commodore.
And now it is Musgrave in the corner who takes a check.
Commandant. Commissar, I think, is that what that is in Russia? No, it's not, actually. I think that's just captain in Russia. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you'll be on Google Translate in a second.
I'll be on Google Translate in no time. I'll be saying Commodores in Afrikaans.
Well, you're busy looking that up. Vanderbilt threw a puck deep into KSU zone for an icing, so that won't be coming all the way back.
Sounds good.
5:44 left to go in the second period of action. Score still 3-0 as Ian McDonald comes in to take this face off. Referee drops the puck and is won cleanly by McDonald, who gives it on to Davis. Davis puts a shot on goal and dropped by Konur. Fought for in front, still not sat on. The puck is still loose and ends up behind the cage as Wes Davis tries to fight for control. Several beautiful attempts there by KSU, but Konur sat on the puck about 3 times, but could not freeze it. Puck lifted back out to Berezinski in the KSU zone, up to Vanderkirkhoff, who takes it himself across the blue line. A shot off the stick of a Vanderbilt Commodore, and is controlled by Davis in the corner, who taps it on back to Berezinski. Berezinski, a slap shot from the right side point, is stopped by Konur and thrown all the way the length of the ice for yet another icing. Puck coming all the way back with 5:07 left to go in the second period. KSU still with an incredible amount of momentum in this hockey game as Ian McDonald lines up to take this face-off. Ian McDonald loses it to Vanderbilt as they wrap it around the boards and eventually clear it as a monster hit there by Jeremy Vanderkerkhoff, and he takes an extra slash from the Vanderbilt Commodore with no call. Vanderkerkhoff looking to get some revenge now as he speeds up the ice, tries to thread the needle between two defenders, and the puck goes straight to the corner. McDonald attempts to give it on back to Davis, but it's intercepted, and Davis doing a great job shielding the Commodore off from the puck as it is thrown back and forth in and outside of the zone, and that will be an offsides.
Yes, with the puck bouncing around on the blue line that much, pretty much inevitable.
4:33 left to go in the second period, and we will have a neutral zone face-off. And Aaron Tisdale comes in and take this one against Elner for Vanderbilt.
I'll tell you what, for all the physicality and all the jawing that Vanderbilt has been doing here in this game, haven't had a darn lick of offense, Andrew. Not a single one.
Haven't backed it up yet, but they still have 4 minutes and an entire period as a long shot from beyond the blue line is off the blocker of Luke Thurston as the puck is batted around to Aaron Tisdale. Tisdale with some speed across neutral ice, banks it to himself.
Wow.
Off the boards, but just a little too far and is controlled by Vanderbilt with pressure from Arnold. Vanderbilt manages to get out of the way of Arnold as they scoot around there, and a back check by Arnold knocks him down to the ice, and Aaron Tisdale now has it. Vanderbilt looking for a penalty. They will not get it. A centering pass off the stick of Ryan Moran, but it cannot go.
That was so darn close, dude.
The puck is thrown all the way back down the ice, but it will not be an icing as Thurston must play this one. And now Bright has it back in his own zone. Bright, a long pass up to Moran, feathers it on through to the corner where Moran will chase this one. Moran attempting to get possession, and it goes on back to Berezinski, who throws a hard slap shot wide right of the cage, bounces off the back of the boards, and onto the stick of Bright. Bright in the scrum now, throws it back into the Vanderbilt zone, but it's controlled by Vanderbilt as KSU tries to get some fresh legs on the ice as Hayes immediately comes in and tries to deliver a check to the much bigger 44 for Vanderbilt, but it still gave him something to think about. Puck is turned over by KSU in their own zone, and Vanderbilt has on the left side point a shot blocked by Arnold cleanly, and now Berezinski tries to get this one out of the zone, but cannot. Vanderbilt with control in KSU zone, a shot put on goal off the glove hand of Luke Thurston. Beautiful save in a one-on-one play as Vanderbilt still has it off the chest of Thurston once again and frozen. Vanderbilt with more offense than we've seen all game with 2:55 left to go in the second, but Thurston making it look easy, even though those are extremely difficult saves, as any goalie will tell you.
Yes, indeed. If you can count on Luke Thurston to do one thing, it's make difficult saves
Be a wall.
look like they're, oh, well, yes, aside from be a literal brick wall. That's what he interns as, actually.
He interns as a wall.
Interns as a literal brick wall supporting structure.
Hayes, a shot on goal, goes off the leg of Conur. A centering pass goes the length of the ice into the stick of Gagne. Gagne, right side wing, a pass on back for Hayes is stopped by a Vanderbilt defenseman and thrown around the boards. Where Bright will chase this one down. And Bright in a battle now. Spicinski with a check. And the puck careens all the way back down to KSU zone for Gagne.
I'll tell you what, if you can count on anybody in this game to really disrupt the mentality and further aggravate these Vanderbilt players and make them play even more sloppily and even more recklessly, it's going to be Spicinski.
You can bet on that. He's been doing that this whole season, if not his whole career, if not his whole life.
He's so good at it. It's amazing to
I'll
watch.
have to ask his siblings if he has any, if he's just as annoying in the house.
He's gonna be like a psychiatrist or something.
He knows how to push your buttons as Vanderbilt attempts a nice little move into the zone, but it's stopped by the shoulder of Luke Thurston as the puck bounces up into possession of Wes Davis.
Yeah, he just kind of posted up on the side of the post, just being an extension of it. Posted up on the side of the post. I didn't mean to make that pun.
But you did anyway.
Yeah, there you go. It happened.
1:38 left to go in the second period as it is stopped from going out of the Vanderbilt zone by Berezinski, but controlled anyway by Vanderbilt. Berezinski gets it back into neutral ice and looks to make a move. Nice little move there by Berezinski. Goes to the right side circle, and a shot put on goal goes just wide right as he does his best to make a one-on-one play. Puck thrown all the way out to the stick of Matt Butler as Butler tries to tip it back into the zone, but it's collected by Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt moving up ice around to the right wing. Moves inside, is knocked cleanly off the puck there by Berezinski, who does a marvelous piece of defensive work but cannot get it back. Vanderbilt in the corner goes to stick up Bright as he was unable to clear with 55 seconds left to go in the first period as the puck is thrown over to Barnett.
I believe it is the second period.
Second period. Fine, Matthew.
Apologies, Andrew. I just want the viewers / what if we have blind audience, Andrew? Blind audience members. They're going to take your word for it. They're going to be like, oh, I guess they mulliganed. They replayed the first period.
Mulliganed a hockey game.
Exactly.
As the puck goes all the way back down the KSU zone for an icing, and that will go back to the Vanderbilt side of the ice. 41 seconds left to go in the second period.
Andrew looked at me menacingly when he said second period.
Extremely menacingly. As McDonald wins this faceoff cleanly, but taps it a little too far back to neutral ice for Berezynski to Davis. Davis back behind Konur as McDonald applies the pressure. Vanderkerkhoff back to McDonald in the trapezoid. McDonald still in the corner, gives to Vanderkerkhoff, who puts a shot off the stick of a Vanderbilt player, as now Vanderbilt may have a break here. Vanderbilt moving up ice, and a shot put lazily up into the glove of Luke Thurston, who once again just makes it look easy. Puck goes to the length of the ice, but is touched by Vanderbilt, so it will not be an icing with 5 seconds left to go in this period. As it's put in front of them, almost an own goal by Vanderbilt as Konur just barely gets back in time as Vanderbilt almost ends the period, scoring themselves.
That would have been absolutely delightful.
Looks like Vanderkerkhoff and one of the Vanderbilt players a little something extra after the period expires, and hopefully that momentum carries into the third period for KSU. Not that they need any more than they already have. They have been dominating this game from every aspect so far.
Yes, sir, except for the cheap shots.
Except for the cheap shots and the missed penalties.
Yes, indeed.
And Spicinski with some words. You know what he does. We just got done talking about it.
Love it.
Aggravating the opposition.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. We will be back momentarily for the third period of action between the Kennesaw State Fighting Owls and the Vanderbilt Commodores. We will be back with the third period of heated action. You can better believe it's going to be as chippy as ever. And don't go anywhere. We will be back momentarily. Welcome back, one and all. Give us one moment. Welcome back, one and all, to the Kennesaw State Fighting Owls versus Vanderbilt Commodores. Period 3 of game 1 of 2. This is a 2-game series. Second game will be played tomorrow at 3:30 in the p.m.
The Komodo Dragon Doors.
You're really stretching here.
I am. I am reaching.
I agree. I just say relatively similar words.
If you can call it that,
like
as
Commissar.
Berezinski goes up ice, puts an early wrist shot on goal, stopped by the pads of Conor, and is tipped up over the net. Berezinski trying to play basketball out here in a hockey rink, but he cannot throw it in.
Tell you what, it almost worked.
Almost, as now Testino tries to backhand a pass across, and it goes to the stick of Berezinski. Berezinski throws it right back to him, but it's controlled by Vanderbilt before it can be gathered by Testino. Vanderbilt off the boards and controls it, but kicked out by McDonald, who throws it through a man's legs and off the boards. And now Vanderkerkhoff attempts to make a run at it, but it's stopped by Vanderbilt. But not before getting intercepted by Gagne to Berezinski, who throws it back up to neutral ice to Testino. Testino dumps it in for McDonald to chase, and it's off the boards. Up to neutral ice for Vanderbilt.
Ooh.
And they have it in KSU zone off the skate of Berezinski, who throws it up the boards for Barnett, but it's a bit too far and still in control from Vanderbilt.
I'm going to be honest, I thought that hit the mesh.
I thought of that too. It probably was someone's stick that just disrupted it.
Perhaps.
Maybe. We'll see with 18-18 left to go in the third period.
Nice.
Matt, what was 18-18?
18-18. It was a good year, Andrew. It was a good year. Height of the pre-Victorian era.
You got this.
Height of the pre-Victorian era. Pope at the time, I believe, was...
He's not a history major, but he's giving it his all.
Was John Paul the 92nd and a half.
Got it. As Vanderbilt controls in their own zone after some aggressive checking by Musgrave.
Oh, also the Titanic sank.
That's 100 years later, bud.
98. No. 90.
You're right, 98.
Crap. No,
wait, 96.
96?
Yeah,
No.
96. 96, the math is right. Back to the hockey game as Musgrave over the blue line to Davis, just a bit out of his reach.
Hang on.
No, do the math in your head silently.
I will.
Puck goes around the boards and back into neutral ice territory for Bright.
94 years.
Verified. No, it's 96.
Verified. It's 94 years.
It's 96. 18-18 to 1912.
Yes, 100%.
A good opportunity there for Vanderbilt is stopped by the legs of Luke Thurston, who once again continues to shut the door on everything Vanderbilt throws at him.
Luke Thurston looking absolutely incredible. Hang on. I want to comment on Luke Thurston being absolutely incredible in every way. We all love him. He's a great goaltender.
Yes, he is.
Now, real quick, if you give me 2 seconds. 1818 to 1918. That's 100 years.
Yes.
Minus 6 years is 1912.
Okay.
94 years.
94 years. Okay.
Oh.
Awesome.
Andrew Leonard, the math major.
Andrew Leonard, the communications major. I took one math class at college, Matt, and it is showing.
I'll tell you what.
As Vanderbilt controls in their own zone.
I'll tell you what, Andrew, doing calculus all day, every day really actually hampers your ability to do stuff like exactly that.
I'll bet it does, as KSU throws it up to Spicinski with a hard slap shot off the stick of a Vanderbilt Commodore and hits the roof mesh before it even hits the side wall, and that will be a face-off in the Vanderbilt zone.
The Vanderbilt Condors, the bird.
That was good. That was really good, as Aaron Tisdale comes in to take this face-off. Vanderbilt wins this one, and they throw it up almost at my face again, and it goes back to the length of the ice for West Davis.
It feels like they're aiming at us, Andrew.
And they're just a little upset.
I would be, too, if I were down 3-0. Oh, zing! Why do we do this?
I don't know, as Tisdale goes into the corner and controls it. Banks it off the boards to himself, but it's controlled by Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt throws it up off the skate of his fellow Commodore, but onto the stick of West Davis instead. Gagne up to Arnold. Arnold crosses the blue line himself, puts a wrist shot on goal into the pads of Campbell
I'll tell you what, not a...
Conor! I almost said Condor. You got me thinking of birds. Conor. Yeah.
Conur. Specifically...
Matt, stop saying Condor. I'm thinking of birds now.
He's a very avian boy.
My God.
What am I saying?
Aaron Tisdale on the faceoff once again, but Vanderbilt takes his one, and it looks like Tisdale got checked out of the circle as it goes up off of a pass from Vanderbilt and out of play into their own bench. Sean Bean goes to retrieve the puck and throws it back onto the ice.
So I'll tell you what, that is another offensive zone faceoff for Kennesaw State. They're going to win one of these. They've been very good with faceoffs all year, actually.
And Tisdale trying it again, and Vanderbilt wins this one again. That's 3 in a row for them.
You know what? I'll just cast or curse it.
Okay. As Vanderbilt throws it across the blue line, and KSU's Berezinski is there to defend, and it's thrown to the opposite side corner where his brother Berezinski, can you believe it, is there to retrieve. Berezinski getting checked down to the ice, but still maintains control, and we have a penalty.
That's cross-checking, I believe.
On
Yeah,
Vanderbilt,
absolutely.
and Thurston goes to the bench for the man advantage on this delayed penalty.
Let me tell you, Andrew, that definitely wasn't a checking along the boards. That was a mugging, and it will be penalized accordingly.
It will, with 15:24 left to go in the third period. Score still the same as we left it, 3-0, with a fresh 2 minutes on the power play for KSU.
I'm a big fan of this one, Andrew. Kennesaw State has had a little bit of trouble getting the ball rolling on the power play thus far this night.
Well, I thought you
Tonight.
said I'm a big fan of this one because the DJ started playing Another One Bites the Dust.
Well, I am a fan of Another One Bites the Dust, especially when it pertains to opponents entering the penalty box.
Yes, it does, as McDonald wins this one. A slap shot from Vanderkerkhoff off the stick of Conor, and out of play. An absolute rocket there from Jeremy Vanderkerkhoff for another faceoff with a measly 5 seconds ticking off the penalty clock.
That's efficiency, Andrew. If they can do one shot every 5 seconds, they'll have a whole bunch of shots on goal.
I was going to say, that's a lot of shots.
Every kid in America is a lot of kids.
Vanderkerkhoff now off the faceoff win from McDonald. Back at the high point, throws a wrist shot on goal, redirected by McDonald. And it is thrown back out, but not cleared. And now it is.
I'll tell you what, McDonald has been great with those redirects. He's not large enough to really be noticed in front of that goal, but he can sneak in behind just near the trapezoid and cause some serious damage with these redirects. It's already happened once tonight.
Along with his speed as well. Just goes right in.
It's insane.
Davis now on the left side point. Looking for an angle. A slap shot off the skate of a Commodore.
Oof.
And goes back out. That can't feel good. I don't care how tough your skates are. That can't feel good.
Yeah, that'll leave a bruise or two.
Thrown back to the stick of Arnold and touched back along the stick of Davis. Davis over to Vanderkerkhoff. Nice little move there to McDonald. McDonald a shot off the knee of a Commodore. Vanderbilt been doing a good job all night blocking shots. That is the one thing they have been doing well in this hockey game, as a centering pass is broken up and sent along the boards and cleared. But not all the way, as Tisdale gathers it just at his own blue line. Tisdale, nice little deke there. Neatly brushes off an attempted check from Brady as Tisdale sends him sprawling to the ice off of his own check.
That is what I like to see out of Aaron Tisdale.
30 seconds left to go on the power play. A shot by Vanderbilt is scooped up by Thurston.
Ooh, nice.
And given on back to Bright.
He thought about holding it there for a moment, but decided against it.
He did, and a collision sends the puck straight up into the air, and we have a call.
Oh, no. Tell me it's another one.
Vanderbilt bench is clapping, so it looks like that will be a penalty on Mitchell Bright. For the life of me, I can't tell you what it's for, but it's a penalty. We will have 22 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey with 13:46 left to go, and the rest of that allotted time will be the man advantage for Vanderbilt.
I think, Andrew, it's because they hadn't called a penalty really on Kennesaw in quite a long time, and they felt like they needed to.
I'll tell you, only 3 penalties this game. This has been a good called game by these referees.
I wouldn't say good. I wouldn't say well called.
I wouldn't say well called, but I mean it's not what we're used to with like 15 penalties on KSU in the first period.
Oh, that is absolutely correct.
A trying game. I think they had a man advantage the entire first period, and the only period of that game.
I think you're absolutely correct, and we still walked away with the 1-0 advantage.
Was it off a shorty? I can't remember.
I don't think it was. I think it was a very rare moment.
It was the 30 seconds we had full strength. And speaking of full strength, I don't know why I said speaking of full strength, as Vanderbilt has the man advantage, but KSU was on the attack for some reason.
You could say Vanderbilt's back to full strength.
I guess I could, as 1:25 is on the clock for the man advantage for Vanderbilt, as Testino goes back to disrupt and does a good job. A center pass in front for Spicinski is put off the stick of the goaltender, as Spicinski was held up there and couldn't get enough steam on that shot.
Beautiful play there. Even shorthanded, Kennesaw State finding the opportunities as the puck bounces up against the heating and air conditioning duct running across the top of the Marietta Ice Center, and that will stop play.
I'll tell you, that just demoralizes your team right there when the team down a man on the play gets a nice opportunity on goal, and that happened to be Spysinski now, and Vanderbilt has to be reeling from that attempt as the referee nearly dodges a screaming puck coming right at him.
Yeah, it looked like he almost got hit. He may have gotten clipped, but
He may have
no damage done.
Vanderbilt doing a good job keeping the puck from leaving the zone, and the shot put off the stick of Thurston. Another save recorded as now Berezinski throws it off the glass back to McDonald.
I'll tell you what, that was a very good deflection there from Thurston. Vanderbilt set up a good shot where a redirect was waiting right in front of the net. They got the redirect solid on goal. Thurston just was able to stop it.
He just dished it straight to the corner where nobody could get it, as Vanderbilt still with possession in the zone with 30 seconds left to go on the power play, but not for long as Tisdale knocks it straight back out.
Well done by Tisdale there to get into the play.
Neutral ice, Tisdale with the check, and now McDonald speeds up the ice, so may have a breakaway here. McDonald puts a wrist shot, knocked aside by Conor. And another opportunity for KSU shorthanded.
And there you can see McDonald very good at picking his shot locations. He was trying to go stick side, which was the far side there for him on that shot. He knows what he wants to do, and he is going to try and do it.
Yes, he does, with 10 seconds left to go on the power play, 11:55 left to go in the first period, as Tisdale tried to put the puck back into Vanderbilt's zone, but it hit a man coming off of the bench for a change, and that will be a neutral zone faceoff.
Center ice face-off, the rarest of the neutral zone face-off.
Indeed, as Barrett went up against some Commodore there, and Vanderbilt won it as they throw it back straight into their own zone, and the power play expires.
For an icing.
For
nice.
an icing. Thank you for finishing that, Matt. There was something in my throat.
When they initially cleared that puck.
When I initially cleared my throat, it didn't work.
Yeah, no. Wait, what? There's some yelling going on. When they initially cleared that puck, essentially what I'm getting at is that the penalty was still in effect, but by the time it had reached the other end of the ice, penalty had expired, and therefore an icing.
That's just poor planning by Vanderbilt.
Exactly. You got to have the forethought.
Exactly. As Barrett loses the faceoff, but has the speed to go get it himself. Attempted centering pass is intercepted and moved down the ice by Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt picked cleanly by Berezinski there. As we have a penalty on Vanderbilt as Berezinski got knocked down to the ice once again. Wait, is that a penalty on? Yeah, it's a penalty on Vanderbilt as now Berezinski and Vanderbilt go at it as Bright, with something to say afterwards, almost knocks him off of his skates, protecting his teammates. And now we'll see if there's any more penalties assessed.
That's looking like some 4-on-4 hockey.
Yes, Bright for the retaliation is going to the box, along with Ray for Vanderbilt for the late hit on Berezinski.
And as you can see, Berezinski, he should be just fine. He looks all right. When he got up, he was actually, in the true Kennesaw fashion, he looked over to the guy who hit him late, smiled. Oh. No, I believe they're going to assess the penalty not on 88, but on another play. Oh, did he get ejected?
No, it looks like 88 might be hurt a little bit. He's skating off the ice, maybe to check that out.
All right, no, 88 was ejected.
He's tossed. We have an ejection, ladies and gentlemen, as Aaron Tisdale waves him goodbye. No, that's not Tisdale.
Blay.
That is Gagne.
Goodbye, Blay. It was bad having you here. You're a dirty player. We don't like you.
Gagne having some words with the bench of Vanderbilt.
Oh, dude, he's chatting up the whole bench.
Probably telling him exactly what he was saying to Ray, as we have some 4-on-4 hockey for 2 minutes.
And anyway,
KSU wins the face-off. Vanderkerkhoff a shot off the skates of a Vanderbilt Commodore.
Just to finish the anecdote from earlier, Berezinski was able to pop back up from that late hit and give a smile and a pat on the back to the guy that hit him late.
And he did not take kindly to him as he shoved Berezinski, but Bright came over and gave him what for as a shot by Gagne off the stick of Conor. Sean Bean coming over to check out Ray in the locker room as now the puck is moved up the ice and stripped cleanly by Davis as Davis moves up to neutral ice. Davis back in Vanderbilt's zone. Twist along back as Vanderkerkhoff and another Commodore having some words in the almost backcourt, the back ice, as Vanderkerkhoff comes up with the steal. A shot on goal, rebound by Gagne. Gagne buries it. Matt, I've been waiting all game to say it. Somebody get that man some Ludens, because he just coughed up that puck.
You had that one in the back pocket all night, Andrew, and I'll tell you what, Gagne chats up the whole bench for Vanderbilt. I'll tell you what, he'll just go ahead and back it right up.
Chats up the whole bench, gets his second goal of the game off of the original shot from Vanderkerkhoff. Gagne just waiting for the rebound, and that is, yes, his second of the game. Why did I put a 2 next to Bright? Excuse me, I'm also stat keeping while I'm doing this.
Very well done there from Kennesaw State and Tristan Gagne.
Vanderbilt wins the faceoff as they take it up the blue line, goes down to his knees, and is controlled by Tisdale with 1 minute left to go on this 4-on-4 period of hockey as Tisdale uses speed of his own to go off the ice, but is eventually knocked off of the puck and controlled by Vanderbilt.
Clarify, 1 minute left in the 4-on-4 session, still 10 minutes remaining in the actual period.
I said the 4-on-4 period.
Yeah.
The 4-on-4 period, that would be. You know what? Never mind. 44 seconds left to go in the 4-on-4 session with 10:03 left to go.
Never mind. Blay is not. He's not ejected. I guess he's back. Still don't like him. Still think he's a dirty player.
Probably had to fix a skate or something like that.
Well, something's telling me that. Oh, and the referee gets caught up in the scrum there. Something's telling me, Andrew, that if Vanderbilt doesn't get a goal anytime soon, it'll be even chippier out there, and I can't wait.
And Berezinski's brother, Berezinski, would you believe it, got into a little tangle with a Commodore, and
No relation.
No relation. But the Vanderbilt Commodore ended up slashing him on the back, and we're not going to get a penalty.
Wow, that is pretty egregious, I must say.
15 seconds left to go in the 4-on-4 session as Arnold gets ridden off the puck, and we have a scrum in the middle of the ice. Berezinski and Spicinski comes in to break him up, as we'll probably have more penalties to come.
Indeed. We have a stoppage, and I believe there is a penalty, yes.
Berezinski skating back to his bench
Oh,
with his arm
and
up.
it's on Vanderbilt.
Looks like he was going after the same Berezinski brother as before and gets caught again. Back in the box, and it will be 4-on-3 for 13 seconds before it is 5-on-4 hockey. And I'll tell you, Berezinski just skated backwards, waving by to him once again as he goes back to the box.
It's beautiful, Andrew.
Just getting in their heads. It's all a mind game at this point with 9:32 left to go in the third.
They could not be angry right now, and their play has certainly suffered as a result. They haven't been able to control the puck offensively. They weren't able to very well before, but now it's certainly not going to happen.
And I'll tell you, what I
yes.
don't understand is why it's still 4-on-4 hockey. No, there we go, 4-on-3. Vanderbilt had an extra man on the ice.
We need to run up the score on this thing.
We do, as Spicinski manages to bat it back in, and Bright with a point-blank shot off the pad of Conor, and now Spicinski in the corner controls. Spicinski across to Gagne. First penalty expires. It's 5-on-4 now as Gagne tries to get his hat trick and is stopped by Conor. Spicinski gets tabletopped over top of Conor. And now another
cross-checking penalty
on Vanderbilt.
Oh,
once
and
again.
a scrum down here on the near side of the ice.
It is absolute pandemonium in the Marietta Ice Center now, as it looks like Bright is at the bottom of that pile. Him and a Vanderbilt Commodore absolutely going at it. Multiple penalties assessed here as there are pieces of equipment flying everywhere. Sticks and gloves all over the ice. Davis kicks the puck in the net for good measure as Bright comes to the defense of his brother, and now it's a battle of the Bright brothers. And now Gagne comes in. Bright gets tackled again. Davis comes in to lend a hand. Spicinski throwing rights and lefts. It's an absolute scrum in the Marietta Ice Center now as 3 KSU Owls getting up on a ref and a Vanderbilt Commodore as Davis and Gagne pull them back, and Gagne is absolutely mugging him now.
Gagne has had it.
Vanderbilt is controlling Gagne with 3 of them. It takes 3 men to bring him down as now, nope, it's not over. Gagne with one last shove. And Spicinski is gassed skating over here. That is an absolute energy breaker as now Gagne skates off the ice.
Oh, he hasn't gone off completely just yet.
Whoa, that was, I'm out of breath.
See.
Wow.
So, shall we break down what just happened?
I think I did. Yep, there goes Gagne, there goes Bright, there goes Spicinski, there goes Bright, and I think Davis might join him. 5 ejections right there for KSU. Four ejections as now Vanderbilt is going to get their players off the ice. Some extra words between the Bright brothers and some Vanderbilt Commodores. The fans also giving it to Vanderbilt, as now Davis is having some words with the ref to try to maintain peace. That is, we are way past that point now as Davis smiles going off the ice.
Oh, Davis must have gotten ejected as well. He wasn't really involved.
No, he was trying to pull people away, but I guess the refs are just tacking on everyone to that penalty, as now Spicinski comes out of the locker room looking for blood.
Yes, indeed. My goodness. So,
Spysinski giving some words to Konor, the goaltender, from the outside of the rink.
So let me attempt to break down what just happened, Andrew. Spysinski, in attempting to make a play near the net, was pushed over the goaltender by a Vanderbilt Commodore. All pandemonium broke loose once Spysinski had fallen on top of the goaltender. Vanderbilt attempted to pile on Spysinski, and one thing led to another, and that was a absolute war.
I guess they took offense to excuse me, took offense to their own man pushing Spysinski over the goaltender. But I mean, hey, it's been going up to the boiling point this whole game, and it finally reached its climax as I think about 5 ejections apiece, as Spysinski is still getting in the head along with the fans.
Now we have some jawing coming from the fans, and it is beautiful. The fans cannot stand it.
Both benches look a bit thinner now as the majority of their first lines go off the ice. And Konor is trying to clean off the snow shower from his crease.
And a good point was just raised, Andrew.
Lay it on me.
I'll tell you what, Vanderbilt better be glad Tisdale was not out there. Oh, my goodness. There would have been
bodies flying.
They would have been
across
a
the ice
fine pink mist.
where a Vanderbilt Commodore used to stand. I'll tell you, I can't wait for the game tomorrow.
I am already riled up. This is going to be incredible.
It's 4-0 with 9:08 left in the third period.
And a 2-man advantage over Kennesaw State.
I don't know if that's going to stand. We're going to have some extra penalties assessed for sure. I don't know what the actual game is going to look like once they resume play. But all I know is this game is all but over, unless, short of a miracle from Vanderbilt. But this game tomorrow will be packed with energy. So, I mean, if you're in the Marietta area, you might as well stop down to the Marietta Ice Center to see this action live.
Yeah, you will be catching some very, very electric hockey.
Vanderbilt using what little players they have left coming off their bench, as now KSU puts their second squad in. It is Testino, McDonald, Vanderkirkov, Tisdale, and Berezinski.
I'll tell you what, they still got some goal scorers out here on the ice for Kennesaw
More than
State.
a few. More than a few.
This is incredible. The bench for Vanderbilt currently consists of 4 players, 5 players. A 2-man advantage for Kennesaw State is what this stands at.
2-man advantage.
This is beautiful.
5-on-3 for KSU for a minute 37. Ian McDonald wins this one. It goes to Berezinski. Berezinski shifts right, gives it on back to Tisdale. Tisdale, a centering pass for Testino. Testino, a shot on goal, kicked aside by Konor. Testino throws it back to neutral ice, or is controlled by Berezinski, who gives it on up to Tisdale. Tisdale moving down the right side of the ice. A pass up to Testino, almost deflected in, as Konor gives it back to Testino and is cleared out by a Vanderbilt Commodore. Puck cleared with 1:09 left to go, and the 2-man advantage, which is a few seconds between the 2-man advantage and the 1-man advantage, as now Berezinski controls behind Thurston.
I believe a 24-second difference, so even if this 2-man advantage runs out, Andrew, they'll probably have time for a drive, maybe 2.
McDonald with a dump and chase to himself.
That was impressive.
It was. Throws it back to the point for Vanderkirkov, who gives it right back to McDonald. McDonald, the left side circle, gives it back to Vanderkirkov. A wrist shot kicked aside by Konor to the glass. And now Tisdale has it in the corner. Tisdale to McDonald. McDonald to Tisdale. As Tisdale now has it in the left corner. Again, a slap shot by Tisdale. Rockets past the goaltender and out of the zone, where Berezinski will track it down.
That was an absolute heater there from Tisdale. That one was going to knock some blocks off.
8 minutes flat left to go, as Testino was just barely offsides as he caught that long pass from Tisdale, and that will be going back to neutral ice.
See, I don't know about that being an offsides.
His toe may have been over.
I think the refs are just looking for an excuse right now to start handing out some violations, some penalties, some stoppages in play.
Matt, any more penalties and ejections, and Vanderbilt won't have a team left to put on the ice.
You are
the coaches will have to suit up.
I don't want to play against Sean Bean.
Neither do I. He's going to bring his great sword. 18 seconds left to go on the 2-man advantage. Berezinski, the other Berezinski, is on the ice. Wraps it around as Berezinski once again taking hits. He is the target of Vanderbilt so far, as Arnold, there's a wrist shot on goal, is kicked wide by Konor, and now Berezinski controls in the high point.
He's making them so angry. Yeah, he's still trying to go after him, and he's going to get another cross-checking penalty if he keeps this up. I love Berezynski right now. He is
And he's just smiling. Look at
wreaking
him. He's happy to be there. He's just smiling.
He is wreaking all kinds of havoc to the mentality of this defeated Vanderbilt team.
7:27 left to go. A shot from the middle by Arnold was snapped up by Conor, and now Barnett in on the faceoff wins it with 19 seconds left to go on the one-man advantage for KSU. Berezynski backtracking over to Moran. Moran in the trapezoid. All the way down, gives it to Hayes. Hayes to Barnett. Kicked up in the air for Berezynski, who will slap it onto the middle of the ice and throw in the length of the ice, and that will be the end of the man advantage for KSU.
And now we have some full-strength hockey and a little bit of extracurricular here. Between
Would that
Barnett,
surprise you?
Yeah, between Barnett and I believe it was Elner.
And now Hayes with the puck over the blue line. Off the skates of a Vanderbilt Commodore, back to Hayes.
You know, Hayes to Hayes, that's fine.
Hayes brushes off a check from the much bigger Blay as now a Hayes goes up, gives a little something extra to Vanderbilt, and then taps him on the shoulder. It's all in good fun. Or is it?
All in good fun. Or is it? Maybe it's pure hatred. Good old
Probably
dude.
is.
This is the modern good old-fashioned hate.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I love that rivalry. I'm starting to love this one. It's a
Vanderbilt
shame.
KSU circle that game for tomorrow as Vanderbilt wins this face-off and back taps it into their own trapezoid.
It's a shame these guys don't play more often, man.
I know. As Berezynski, not the target Berezynski, the other Berezynski, this is Justin Berezynski. For clarification, Josh Berezynski is the one with the big red target painted on his back for Vanderbilt, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know what he did or what he said initially, but boy, did he get under everybody's skin.
It's great as Vanderkerkhoff scoots up the ice
Ooh,
and gives it
that
on
was
to Barrett.
awesome.
And a backhanded pass to Vanderkerkhoff. Gives it on back to the point for Tisdale. No, it's Berezynski. That's the target, Berezynski. As now McDonald is on the left side corner, and it's tapped away and controlled by Vanderkerkhoff.
I can't believe Kennesaw still has possession. They have spent a crazy amount of time in the offensive zone. this period.
Vanderkerkhoff finagling his way through the middle, and a shot put just wide of the goal and controlled by McDonald. McDonald back taps it to Barrett. Barrett on the left side circle. Throws it on over to Vanderkerkhoff, who controls it in the corner. Vanderkerkhoff in a scrum right now. Ends up with possession anyway as he throws it on over to the point for Berezynski. Berezynski, a long wrister, tipped up in the air by Barrett just over top of the cage and controlled by Vanderbilt. Barrett nudges Vanderbilt off the puck, and a centering pass to nobody is controlled by Vanderbilt as nobody was ready for it. Musgrave speeding in to try to gain possession, trips on the puck, and Vanderbilt controls it anyway.
Only for a moment, though.
Failure to clear leads another slap shot by Berezynski to the corner, and Musgrave feathers it on through to Barrett. Huge hit in the corner there by McDonald. Not known for his hitting, but does it anyway as Barrett was spun down to the ice, and Vanderbilt throws it almost into his own bench, and now Berezynski has it neutral ice. Saucer pass up off the glass to Musgrave, chases down to the right side corner, and a nice check there by Colby Musgrave sends a man down to the ice, and we have a stoppage in play. Looks like Musgrave is getting sent to the box. It looks like.
Interesting.
I guess these refs are trying to calm down the game and assess
Good
a
luck.
penalty.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
Good luck with 5:03 left to go in the third, and that is 2 minutes in the box for Musgrave and a power play for Vanderbilt.
Interesting.
I'm going to watch this game when I get home. Oh, my God.
This one I'm going to watch over this one again just to dissect everything that went down.
And just get ready for tomorrow.
So we have, I need to ice down after this one.
Get the ice
Take an
baths
ice
ready.
bath.
I need cough drops and water after this game.
Join the club. You and I both, sir.
Tisdale coming in on the face-off. Vanderbilt takes this one, and they're on the far right point. Vanderbilt with the man advantage for the full 2 minutes. A slap shot hit the chest of Testino. That can't feel good, but he stays on his feet anyway. Tisdale playing defense on the high point for Vanderbilt. That's a throw to the far side corner where Berezynski will slap it all the way down the length of the ice over the stick of Conor and into the corner where Tisdale will contest. Vanderbilt retreats away from the ever-present physicality of Tisdale, and it's thrown back and forth between the trapezoid for Vanderbilt. 1:25 left to go on the game, not the game clock, the penalty clock, and now Vanderbilt moves up the ice. Across the blue line, tipped ahead to the left side circle for Vanderbilt, and the far corner, and it is controlled center ice. A shot put wide of the goal. Thurston didn't have to move for that one, as now Tisdale just barely scoots out of the way of a check and shoves him again down to the ice as Tisdale, with a beautiful play, just dodged that check so easily, he almost broke a pane of glass when he tried to hit him.
It's incredible to watch, Andrew. Tisdale making him look foolish.
Yes, they are, as a slap shot is overskated by Vanderkerkhoff and brought back with 45 seconds left to go. And the power play as Berezitsky comes up in a head-on collision course and taps it out before he can be checked. 40 seconds flat left to go on the power play as Conor feathers it back to his own player, and they start the push-up ice. 30 seconds to go on the power play. 3:30 left to go in the game. Berezitsky trying to knock a man off of the puck and tied up in a scrum in the boards right now as Vanderbilt comes up with it. A long wrist shot put on goal into the chest of Luke Thurston, making it look easy. Hit him right in the owl.
This is one heck of a third period, Andrew.
Got some more
Choice words.
verbal exchanges going on with 3:24 left to go.
We call those sentence enhancers, Andrew. And we have
There have been several of them.
some penalties being assessed here. One to Arnold, one to a Vanderbilt player for something, I guess. Those penalties will offset, and we'll be playing some 4-on-4 hockey, I believe.
For 21 seconds.
No, not for 21 seconds, for the minute and 39.
No, Vanderbilt will have a man advantage for 21 seconds. No,
Yes,
yeah, it's
I
5-on-4
believe so.
for 21 seconds until
Something, I don't know.
yeah, until Musgrave comes out of the box. Vanderkerkhoff flies it down the ice, and that will kill a few more seconds with 10 seconds left to go on the man advantage. And now Vanderbilt will have control. Vanderbilt up the neutral ice. Is controlled by Berezitsky now as he neatly dodges a player, feathers it up to Musgrave, who comes out of the box but just cannot hang on from the pass of Berezitsky, as now it goes back to the corner for Vanderbilt. Berezitsky and Butler tie up a Vanderbilt Commodore as they dig the puck out, and it is 3-on-3 in the corner in the scrum. And no one with an advantage right now as 6 men in the corner.
This is incredible to watch.
It's like ballet. And Butler shoves a man out of the scrum.
I believe number 21 for Vanderbilt, Gonzalez, was trying to throw some knees in there.
And Butler sent him clean out of the gathering in the corner as Tisdale emerges, again shakes off a check. You cannot bring that and knocks a man to the ice himself.
I don't know
Aaron
how he
Tisdale,
does
the
it.
physicality is fantastic, and a hard wrister put on goal off the shoulder of Conor, and a back check by Tisdale, and it cannot be put in the net.
I don't know how he does it. People line up to hit Tisdale, and he ends up just destroying them.
And he does it every time. As the puck is sent all the way back down to KSU zone for Vanderkerkhoff to retrieve. 1:50 left to go in the third period on the final game clock. It's sent up to Barnett. Barnett moving in behind Conor. Barnett taking it himself. Feathers it on back to Berezitsky. A slap shot from the point.
Oh!
And he scores! That is Josh Berezitsky with the target on his back for Vanderbilt. Scores after the assist of Aaron Barnett.
And I'll tell you what, if there's one thing Vanderbilt did not want to see happen tonight, Andrew, it would be a goal at the hands of Josh Berezitsky doing it himself. Sending a shot near side, just beats him on the glove side, and it ricochets into the back of the net. Kennesaw State 5-0.
And Vanderbilt's had his number the whole game, and he just keeps on ticking. Picking up a goal late in the game, just sealing it, adding more insult to injury as this, like you said, Matt, the score's 5-0. Minute 38 left to go in the game as McDonald lines up to take this one. McDonald
Wow.
wins it, kicks it to himself, back into the Vanderbilt zone, takes a man
no,
with
no
him
one tripping.
as
No, that's not a
Barnett has it in the trapezoid. Barnett thrown off the puck there by Vanderbilt, and now Barrett comes in for help. Vanderbilt moves up the ice and thrown to the stick of Luke Thurston, who gathers it behind his cage and lobs it back out. Barnett comes over on the boards. Nearly dodges a check there as Musgrave twisted back around for the stick of Testino. 1:10 left to go as a shot from the point hits the far glass as now Barrett has it. Feathers it on back to Berezitsky. Berezitsky to Barrett. Barrett scoots it up the ice to neutral zone, across into Vanderbilt zone. Vanderbilt with control now, neutral ice. Chased by McDonald, a bouncing puck put on goal, sticked aside by Luke Thurston as Berezitsky wraps around the boards for Testino. Testino and Hayes moving up the left side. Hayes neatly dodges a check, back taps it to Testino as Testino remains on side and scoots it into the Vanderbilt zone.
Very good play there to keep on sides from Kennesaw State. That was a tricky one.
As now Hayes, and a beautiful check there, once by Barnett, twice by Hayes, sends a man down to the ice as now Berezinski has him behind the goal.
Looking like a pinball, set him up and knock him down as 24 seconds remaining.
Another hit by Berezinski with the target on his back, has it middle of the ice, a shot put on goal, turned aside by a stick before it get to the goalie. As now it is controlled by McDonald in the corner. 10 seconds left to go in the game. And now it's Testino, a slap shot from the point, almost tipped. Hayes behind the net, a wraparound attempt, too wide with 5 seconds left to go in this incredibly energetic game and another blowout for Kennesaw State. Luke Thurston records another shutout, his second consecutive, 5-0 this time. Goals scored by Testino, 2 by Gagne, 1 by Bright, and the last one, the insult of the game.
Public enemy number 1, Andrew.
Josh Berezinski. Marvelous game there. Intensity was turned all the way to 11 as both teams line up for a handshake. I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but I believe the players for both teams in the locker room right now have a bit more to say to each other. Wow.
All righty,
Heck of a game there by both teams. I mean, the score wasn't, but the energy was.
Absolutely.
And ladies and gentlemen, that will do it here from the Marietta Ice Center. Join us tomorrow for round 2 of this utter boxing match between Kennesaw State and Vanderbilt. 3:30, don't go anywhere. Check the KSU Twitter for updates on if the game time changes. And we will be back tomorrow with more live action from the Marietta Ice Center. Thank you everyone for watching and have a good night.